do a particular part, and I will take the second one, particularly we're talking about how mental health, struggle shows up in relationship. What are those signs that when you see, that this person is going to face mental health issues in his or her relationship? Yeah. Now, once Pastor Abigail deals with that, then it will come back to me, where I will be looking at signs to show that you are losing yourself in your relationship. After that, we can now conclude with other issues as regards mental health in relationship. Pastor Abigail.
Hi guys, good to have you tonight. I can see Usaze is watching. Hi bro. It's good to have you in this live broadcast. BC Amaka. Hi sis, God bless you. Thanks for showing up. All right, every one of you online tonight, God bless you. God bless you. Really good. Mental health and relationship, loving without losing yourself. Like Pastor Sunday said, you can actually love without losing yourself, right? Why are you in that relationship if that relationship is not adding to you? If that relationship is not making you better? There are a lot of persons who were far better than what they are now before they got into their present relationship. Yeah, a relationship is a place where you learn, where you contribute. You should be better. You shouldn't lose yourself, all right? One of the ways you know that you are beginning to have mental health issues, you are beginning to lose yourself in relationship, is you begin to get depressed. You are no longer who you are supposed to be. You are no longer happy. You are unnecessarily quiet. Before you got into that relationship, you were excited. In fact, you were excited that you are meeting a new person. You are excited about the person you have met. But now you are unnecessarily quiet. You are depressed. Signs of depression shows that you are having mental health issue. Right? You are unnecessarily quiet.
Yeah.
If you are in a relationship and you are unnecessarily quiet, sit down. Is it worth it? Relationship is not a do or die affair. There are people who are in a relationship because they want to be in a relationship. Yeah. Everybody around me are in one relationship or the other. Why am I not in a relationship? I just want to be in a relationship. No matter who this guy is, no matter who this lady is. Funny enough, it's not just the ladies that struggle with having partners. There are some guys, they've been asking different ladies out and nobody kind of accept them. You see someone who is 40, has never been in a relationship. You see him, he's kind of quiet, he's a shadow of himself. And everybody's asking, why are you not getting married? I said, there's nobody, nobody. And that kind of a person, if that person finds someone eventually, because he got into that relationship because he wanted to just be in a relationship, he is going to have mental health issues because he's not prepared. Yeah, he's not prepared. He'll begin to see the things that he didn't bargain for. Most of the time, when people have mental health issues in relationship, it's as a result of their lack of communication skill, their lack of understanding. Yes, their lack of understanding. There are people who think with the left side of their brain. Like they think left. They don't know how to relate with people. So by the time they get into a relationship, most of the time they find out that they cannot even communicate. They try to communicate, it bounces back. They try to communicate, it bounces back. So you discover that they are becoming so quiet. If it takes you to take a break in that present relationship, then take a break and find yourself. If you are losing yourself, take a break and find yourself. So depression is one of the signs that you are having mental health issues. Another sign is obsession. You are obsessed unnecessarily. You are clinging to somebody as if the air that you breathe depends on this person. Yeah. Because the person just said, I love you. That's the only thing that matters to you now. He said, I love you. He said, I love you. He said, I love you. This thing is very common. It happens to ladies all the time. Because a man says he loves you, nothing else matters. You have lost concentration. You have lost yourself. If you are a student, you are no longer doing well academically. If you are a student, you begin to fail. You see your grades are nothing to write home about. If you are learning a skill, you're no longer concentrated. The place of work, you are no longer productive. You are losing yourself.
Yeah.
You are upset about this person.
Yeah.
You are clinging to this person. How can somebody call somebody 5 times in a day? Are you jobless? Whether you are a guy or you are a lady. The fact that somebody said he or she loves you, does that mean the person doesn't have a life anymore? You call someone once, twice, that's enough. Don't say he loves me. He knows that now that I'm calling. No, most times when they make this call and the other person feels at that point in time that this could be an emergency, and the person picks, and the person begins to hear stuff like, how are you? I'm just calling to check up on you. How are you doing? Have you eaten? And the person's like, is this happening? This is not happening. This does not make sense. And the next time you call, the person will not pick. Because you're unnecessarily clinging. You're obsessed. There are times and there are seasons. There's time for everything. All right? It's okay to check up on, recently I was telling someone, the guy was beginning to be very reactive. I said, see, you are too available. You are giving this guy too much of time. Do you have friends? He said, no. I said, get friends. Make some persons your friend. The fact that you are in a relationship does not mean that you should not have friends anymore. You see some persons, by the time they're in a relationship, it's very easy to lose yourself that way. You're in a relationship, you no longer have a male friend, you no longer have a female friend. The girl in question has driven all your friends away. She has problem with all your guys. Like, I don't want you hanging out with this guy. I don't want you hanging out with you. It will be easy for you to lose yourself. Oh. Yeah. It will be very easy for you to lose yourself. So she shouldn't come into your life and displace every other person that came in before her. Yeah. If he's a guy and the guy is unnecessarily jealous, he doesn't want anybody around you, you are going to lose yourself in that relationship. Because everything is going to be tied around this person, and it's not supposed to be like that, right? So you must know that these are signs, right? You are unnecessarily clingy, you are unnecessarily jealous. If the guy does not call you in 3 days, it looks as if you want to die, right? These are signs of having mental health issues. Another way you know that you're beginning to have mental health issue is when the present person is suffering for your previous relationship. You discover that this person is not paying for the sins of others. You had a relationship previously that didn't end well. You are still embittered. This guy cheated you. You are still embittered. This guy used you. So the next person is suffering for it. So you discover that these are signs of mental health issue. Before the guy says anything, you are shouting at him. Before the lady says anything, you are regretting meeting the person you just met. You are regretting meeting her already. Because you are not healed from the past. All right? If you are seeing these are signs of having mental health issues. These are signs of struggle mentally. And you need to seek help. You need to seek help. That's something.
Yeah, you need to. You have to, if you are in this space, because it's not healthy for you, neither is it healthy for your partner. Now, I'll just talk on 2 things added to what Pastor Abigail have said, and in the line of signs also that you have a mental health issue or signs that you are losing yourself. And one of the things I want to talk about is people pleasing. And you have that ability, not to say no. You're always trying to please the other person.
Everybody.
You're always trying to please people. You see somebody, you're in a relationship as a lady. They've not married you yet. They've not done the right. But yet, the guy's sister is calling you to come and do this in the family. The mother needs you to come and cook. And you are not happy doing these things, but you can't say no.
Yeah.
To someone. You know what you are doing is not the right thing at that stage of the relationship. It's not what you want.
Yeah.
But because you want to please everybody, is a sign that you're already losing yourself in that relationship. The friends comes around, they're calling to come and make food and all that. Just trying to get your time as much as they can get when the right things have not been done.
Yeah.
It cuts across all areas. For instance, the guy is in challenge or the girl is in challenge and needs money. I know of somebody who who was in a relationship. She thought, oh, this was my all in all, and at the end of the day went to borrow money in millions and gave to the guy. And at the end of the day, the guy moved on.
Wow.
So what now happened? By the time the guy moved on, because the money was borrowed, she was one paying the interest, and the guy had moved on.
What in love?
Now, the truth of the matter is that what will make you go and borrow money that you don't have and give to a guy
she has
who
lost herself already.
is a different ball game if you have it and you are giving it. But for you to go and borrow money, it means that you are even obsessed with that kind of a relationship. So what am I trying to say? If you cannot say no, you always wanting to please others in your relationship, there you are losing yourself in that relationship. Another thing I'll talk about is neglecting your dreams, neglecting your friends, neglecting your spiritual life. I just want to wrap up this so that we can go to the main thing we want to discuss. You know, neglecting your dreams. Like as I said, the story I talked to earlier, that girl was no longer focusing on her career. Any little thing, she's off her office, she goes to see the guy. I know that the guy was also in the same environment though, but you know, every time she's coming from home, she tries to prepare food for the guy. And funny enough, like as I said earlier, the guy does not feel the same way. In fact, I got to know about it because the guy, you know, she got to find out that the guy was AS, she was AS, and she was saying that they have talked about it, they will go on with the arrangement, that God will visit and answer. That was at that point I had to step in. That no, this one have lost herself in this relationship. Yeah. When you no longer care about the future,
the implications of your
decisions. You don't care about the implications of your decision, you have lost yourself in that. So what am I trying to say? When you begin to neglect your dream, you see some persons, I know of somebody who got admission to study in school, 100 level, did awesomely well, had a first class CGPA, met a guy in 200 level, and after 200 level, had a third class CGPA. And the course advisor needed to call her when she was in 300 level. Now, what is the issue? Your 100 level results and your 200 level results are just in the opposite direction. You had a CGPA of a first class student in 100 level and the CGPA of third class, and you were not sick. You've been in school all along. What is the issue? The issue was that a wrong person entered her life. Wow. And she lost herself in the course of that relationship. There were people who had a CGPA of third class in 100 level. Somebody entered their life in 200 level. And that jumped to a CGPA of a second class upper. Why? Because the right person entered their life and helped them to discover themselves. So what am I trying to say? By the time you are beginning to neglect your dreams, is a sign that in that relationship you are beginning to lose yourself. Another thing, when you begin to neglect your friends, like Pastor Abi said, talked earlier on, when the friends that once mattered to you, they no longer matter to you. Your family, everybody is not wrong in that relationship except you and except the partner. You know, when you are in a relationship and everybody is seeing what is wrong in that relationship, you are not seeing it, my dear, you are the one that is wrong. Your parents are seeing that the guy is not the right person for you. All your siblings are telling you that this guy is not the right person for you. Then your friends in school, in church, they are telling you that this is not the right person for you. But you are the only one that believes. In fact, you went to meet your pastor, painted the guy great before your pastor. Your pastor said that, look, this person is not the right person for you. Everybody says it's not the right person. Everybody says that this guy is not the right person. You are the only one that believes that is the right person. And as a result, you have cut off every relationship that you have had, or most relationships that you have had. The truth of the matter is that you are losing yourself in that relationship. What about your spiritual life? As at before the time you entered that relationship, you were firebrand, you were praying, you were fasting, you were going to church. I know of people who, as a result of entering a relationship, their level of activity in church dropped significantly. Why? Because the wrong person entered their life. Listen, these are things that you need to check out. If you are spiritually doing well, at least doing well, you are even trying to see what you can do to even improve your spiritual life. Then somebody entered your life. All of a sudden, you that used to fast once in a week, you no longer fast. You used to miss church, but now you can stay home on a Sunday and say, let me watch online. I'm not going to service today. I'm not going to church today. And you are comfortable doing that week in, week out. My dear, check very well. You have lost yourself in that relationship. Pastor Abby.
Yes. It's not good to lose yourself in a relationship, right? Yeah. If you have found purpose before entering a relationship and you discover that your purpose no longer makes sense to you, you need to check it, right? The essence of relationship is to have, at the end of the day, the focal point is marriage, right? And meanwhile, marriage is not the end. It's just a vehicle. Yeah, you are in a relationship to understudy this person. You are in a relationship to see if this person is the person that was made for me. Can we do marriage together? Now, as Christian, we don't validate illicit relationship where carnal knowledge is involved and all of that, all right? So, if your purpose is undermined, right, you don't even know where you are going anymore, you must call yourself to order. Now, very quickly, let's look at how do I love without losing myself?
Yeah.
How do I really love, without losing myself?
Yeah.
You see, the word love is ambiguous. Yes, it's ambiguous. Love means sacrifice. Love means putting people
Commitment.
first. Love means commitment, right? Love is ambiguous. If we want to talk about love tonight, we will not live here, right? So how do I really love without losing myself? Number one, you have to create emotional boundaries. Yes, you have to create emotional boundaries. As a woman, you are moved by words. It is left to you to allow some words into your system. Any word you don't allow into your system will not gain access. As a guy, you are moved by what you see. What you refuse to see will not get access into your system. How do I mean? Right? Emotionally, you must know that I'm in this relationship. This relationship must not affect my results in any way. If it must affect my results, it must be positive. If it's not going to affect my results, whether in business, whether in school, whether in career, if it's not going to affect me positively, then I'm not going to allow it. You set emotional boundaries. I see people who end up in the hospital because of mental health issues.
Yeah.
You see somebody was in a relationship and the guy in question said he was no longer interested.
Yeah.
You're in a relationship, even if it's a defined relationship. There's this prayer we used to pray then when we were preparing for marriage. If this marriage will not,
my dear,
let it end.
till the week of the marriage.
Yes, it can end. Right? So why are you under pressure?
That if then Pastor Abigail was not the right person for me, Brother Sunday was not the right person for me, Lord, let it end. And we were willing to go on if that was the case.
It was a defined relationship, but you must be open. You must not be under pressure in any way. So set your boundaries that emotionally, this relationship should do me good.
Yeah.
Take, for example, you are in a relationship and the person of a Sunday is now nagging. The guy is not complaining. It's not that you don't have money. You don't give me money. He wants you to give him your business money. You are drained. And you're asking yourself, this is not what I bargained for. What's all of this? At that point, you need to block your mind. You need to tell yourself, this is where it gets to. All right? I see some persons, you're in a relationship, this kind of attitude is being given. You call the guy, will not pick. You call him for 3 days, for 4 days, he will not pick. Then after 1 week, he will call you back and say, I was busy. Two things are involved. It's either he's having crisis in his work, in his place of work, in his business, or he's beginning to have a rethink. You should not put yourself under pressure. It's not a do or die affair.
Yeah.
Are you getting it now? It's not a do or die affair. So set emotional boundaries. If somebody is going to tell you that you are selfish, it's common in a relationship where one of the partner wants a carnal knowledge and the other person is not willing to give. So you are selfish, you are this, some words are being said and you are beginning to feel guilty. You can love without losing yourself. At that point, let your boundaries be clear. Let your boundary be clear. I can't cook for now. It's your boundary. Let nobody crucify you for it.
Yeah.
I see ladies go for Christmas in a man's house. They have not even done introduction. They go and spend Christmas in the guy's family house. And at the end of the day, they will have issue with the sister, they will have issue with the mother, they will come back. Is it because of the issue that I had with your mother? Is it because of the issue I had with your sister? Is that the reason why I'm misbehaving? Is that the reason why this relationship is no longer the way it used to be? Yes, there wasn't boundary. You didn't create any boundary. That's why you're losing yourself. That's why you're having issues. You are moving from one counselor to another as if you are married. There are some issues left kept for when you are married. The reason why people are having these issues is because they are beginning to behave as if they are married when they are not married. Why should you have a guy's key, the key to a guy's apartment when you are not married to him? Are you getting it now? So set boundaries. These are the things I can do. You know, as a lady, as a guy, as a person who wants to do well in life, who wants to fulfill purpose, you need to be assertive. Now these days they tell us to raise our children to be assertive. Yeah. What does it mean to be assertive? Ability to say no and yet you are not rude about it. Yeah. You know what you want. They said, do this. Oh, I'm so sorry. I will not be able to do this. I would have loved to do it. You already know that, hey, this one is against my boundary. Yeah. They said, do this. I said, why? Why exactly? Why exactly do you want me to do this? Defend. You must have boundaries and you must be ready to defend this boundary. Just let nothing just come up unannounced. Right? Let nothing come up unannounced. They said, you pass the night in my house, a Christian. You are coming to visit. I don't have money for hotel. You have to pass the night. Then let's not do that visitation. Let's not do the visitation. If money is the issue, can we please just do Zoom call? Let's do video call so we can see ourselves and talk. So you must know that you must build boundaries.
Okay. The truth of the matter is, like Pastor Abigail said, I remember a story of a young lady. You know. So there were things I shared with her when she talked to me about her relationship, and I told her this is what you need to do. Unfortunately, she followed the guy to the village when they were having one Christmas time, and I didn't see her in church, and I didn't see the guy either. So, but I was aware the guy was traveling. So when I didn't see her, I was trying to reach out to her, you know, and that was it. After some time, she came around, mentioned that, like, after some months when they were having crisis, maybe like 2 months after they returned, about a month plus, not up to 2 months, they were having crisis. So she came and talked to me about it. That was when I got to know that she followed the guy. So apparently, when she got to they stayed there for a period of 2 weeks. The guy parents and everybody said to the guy, this cannot be the person.
Wow, no boundaries.
It's not that the guy has even proposed to her.
What was she doing there?
They were just in the relationship. The guy had never made any serious commitment. So, but she went to the village with the guy. And that brings me to what I want to talk about. Your identity is not in your relationship.
Yeah, you must
your
find
identity
in Christ.
Is in God.
Yeah.
Is in Christ. That is one thing that you must learn to do. You must keep your identity rooted in God.
Yeah.
Not in anybody. See, let me be frank with you. One of the best things you can do to yourself is to know God.
For yourself.
For yourself.
Yeah.
Is for you to know that your value is drawn from your relationship with God.
Yeah.
And not with anybody. I understand that God can use men to uplift men. That's what God does. But don't forget, He is still the one that will use the men. So any man that has not been approved by God cannot be a source of blessing to you.
Yeah.
So you must understand that once you are able to cement your relationship with God, it becomes easier for you to be able to come in contact with the right person
Yeah.
who will not make you lose yourself in the course of relationship. You can't be trying your best to say, I'm doing my best to push hard to do everything, and you are going against any relation that makes you go against the things of God is not right for you. And let me tell you, it's not all about the relationship. Say you want to get married. If you marry a partner who does not know God, the truth of the matter is that the likelihood that you will suffer in that marriage is very high. Because one of the things that prevent partners from misbehaving in marriage is the fear of God.
Yeah.
So you are safe in a man who fears God.
Yeah.
You are safe in a woman who honors God.
Yeah.
Because there are things that even if you are tempted and you want to do them, the fact that not your spouse, there is a certain level you come to in life. It's not all about your spouse again. Because sometimes your spouse has even given you reason to go and do those things. For instance, you are married, and your spouse, for instance, is depriving you of sex. He's gradually giving you the reason to go out and have fun outside. Yeah. But because you fear God as a man,
find a way around
that will not be the solution. Yeah. You will not find a way around it.
Yeah.
You could find a way to talk to our mentor. You could find a way to talk to her about the issue. There could be other ways of resolving. That's just you will not be thinking about going out. You'll be thinking about resolving the issue. Yeah. Why? Because you can't do this wicked thing against God.
Yeah.
So the same thing too is vice versa. So if you really don't want to lose yourself in a relationship, please just ensure that you find your identity in what? In God. And again, there's something I want to talk to you about. If you don't value yourself, there is nobody that will value you. One of the things finding your identity in God will help you to do is to help you see yourself the way God sees you.
Yeah, yeah.
And it will help you place value on yourself.
Yeah.
I think Pastor Abi was trying to give an illustration. When you go to the market,
yeah, the price tag
you put on a commodity,
yeah, people price down, they don't price up.
Exactly. So if your value is supposed to be a certain amount, let's use say from 1 to 10, your value is supposed to be 9. And the price tag you are putting, or what you are showcasing to people, is the value of 2. There are some people that will come to meet you, they will price 1.
0.5.
They will say, give me 0.5. Even if your price is supposed to be 9, but because you have put it
price tag
as 2, it's going to affect you. So what I'm trying to, you need to learn to place value. And the best way you can value yourself is if you see yourself the way God sees you. You must learn to do that. And another way that can also help you is to stay connected with purpose and with your calling. The reason why I see people, like Pastor Abigail talked about clinging to somebody, is because they don't even know. They don't have their identity in God, and so they just think that being in a relationship, that is what defines their value. Being in a relationship, that's what defines their life, which is not true. What defines your value is your identity in Christ. Is a price that Christ paid for you. So you must understand that. And the price also you place on yourself and your willingness to pursue purpose and pursue your calling in life. And as I wrap up on this, please let me tell you, the more value that you place on yourself, the more people will place value on you. And please learn to work on yourself. That will really go a long way to help you.
Yes. While you're working on yourself, take care of yourself. Right? Take care of yourself. A lot of persons are in relationship depending on the other person to take care of themselves. Yeah, you are depending on the other person to take care of you. Take care of yourself. If you do not love yourself, no one can love you more than the way you love yourself. So you must love yourself and practice what is called self-love, self-care. Give yourself a treat. If nobody's going to take you out, take yourself out.
Very important.
Most times, single ladies, single guys, they find themselves in this depression mood. It's not necessary. Singleness is a blessing. Explore, right? Yeah, because by the time you are married, you are going to share almost everything. You don't have a time of your own, right? You seek consent, you seek approval. You must carry your spouse along. But now, as an unmarried person, it's the time you are free to do anything. There are some persons that have never traveled in their life. They are planning, by the time I'm married, I will start travel business. Who's going to allow you to do that? Because by the time you present your CV and your spouse, your spouse to be, see that you have never done a travel in your life. So how are you going to prove it that, oh, see, your vision, don't wait for marriage before you pursue vision, before you pursue purpose. Marriage is not the end, though. Most times, ladies make this mistake. Say, when I marry, I will do this. Let marriage come and meet you in purpose. Yeah, you want to travel, start traveling. There's a business plan you have in mind. Go ahead with it. Let your spouse, let the person that will marry you meet you in vision. Love yourself, right? Love yourself. So you see a lady is being taken out and the guy in question leaves her to pay the bill. You know, and some ladies are frustrated because they went there with just their phone in their handbag. Yeah. What happened to your ATM card? You know, when we just got married, myself and my husband, when we are going out, most times he pays the bill. Yeah, as a man, you know, he pays the bill. But there was a day he forgot cash at home. He already bought what he was supposed to buy, and he forgot cash. He forgot the ATM. And he looked at me and said, babe, I forgot my ATM. I said, okay, here you go. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah. So you must build yourself so that you can add value. You are supposed to add value to the person that is coming into your life. Whether you are male, whether you are female, whether you are a guy, whether you are a lady, you are supposed to add value. So take care of yourself. Don't wait for another person to take care of you. Okay? Don't wait for another person. There are still some ladies that are in a relationship and the guy say, your hair is always on care. So did you give me money to make it? When was the last time? You will not give me money to make it. I will carry this hair like this. Man, you are bereaved of information. Now, if you look good, you look good for yourself.
Exactly.
It's all about the value you place on yourself. That's why you're looking uncared, you're looking tattered, you don't have a life without this guy.
You want people to know that the guy didn't give you money to make hair.
So I said, I'm not eating where I'm starving since I've been in this relationship. And then before she came into your life, you were eating.
Even some in marriage, some ladies in marriage, they are working. I know of cases I've handled. The lady is working, but she will just, keep her hair unkept, comes to a public space, so that people will see her and say the husband is not doing well. You don't know what you're doing to yourself. Yeah. It means that you are a liability.
Did you hear that? Pastor they just said that. It means you are a liability.
The generation that we have today, sorry, Pastor Abby, the generation that we have today, actually I've interacted with some of these young guys and I still interact with them. They don't have patience. Ladies, most guys, the same is vice versa.
Yeah.
Most guys want somebody that will come and add value to his life.
They will not shave the bush under their armpit.
I know.
They are always smelling like moi moi. They will not buy deodorant. They are waiting for someone to come and take care of them. What happened to you looking sharp?
Nobody does that.
What happened to you looking sharp as a guy?
You need to. Everybody needs to take care of themselves because that is what you are going to bring to marriage when you are coming.
So you need to take care of yourself. Self-love. People will place value on you, just like Pastor Sunday said, based on the value you place on yourself. If you say I'm gold, they are going to treat you like gold. Right? So you must love yourself. Give yourself that treat. Once in a while, take yourself out. Say I'm going out. You don't even need, you must not be a guy that will take you out. So how do you know a good spot if you don't go out? Yes, this is common with churchy sisters. We don't go out. It's a sin to go out. See,
not this
generation. But please, don't eat a man's money when you know you are not interested. When I say go out now, you can go out to the guy and say, please, my bee is on me. Hey, just imagine that kind of a lady. You go out with a guy because you are not supposed to be like. Sometimes you pay for him without pride, with all humility. Then again, come out and talk. Talk about the relationship. Don't be scared of talking. If you cannot talk in relationship, when you are married, how do you talk? So one of the ways of loving without losing yourself is to talk about how you feel about the relationship. If you feel insulted, say it. If you feel pressured, say it. If you feel you are losing yourself, you're no longer yourself, say it. And see whether your partner will be insensitive. Now, if your partner is beginning to tell you some things about relationship, please don't shut him down. Don't shut her down. You're in a relationship, you are outing with a partner, and you discover this person is unnecessarily quiet. Please be sensitive. That person is losing his or herself. That's why it's not talking. That's why she's not talking. So be sensitive enough to have an open discussion. And say, okay, what's the matter? What is stressing you? What do you want me to do for you? Right? What do you want me to handle for you? How can I help? Right? So ensure that you have open discussion. For those of you who are introverts, those of you who are melancholy, phlegmatic, that they keep asking, say no problem, nothing. Don't die in silence. So if you are not okay, so many persons have spent 5 years in a relationship. There are things they want to talk about. For 5 years, they've not been able to say anything. Why? Why? You are losing yourself. You are not loving the right way. So you don't need to love and lose yourself. Talk about these things. Sometimes it might trigger some things. How do you even know what triggers your partner if you don't have a discussion?
Yeah.
If you don't have an open discussion, how do you know what someone is going through? If you're in a relationship and the person you're in a relationship with cannot bear burdens with you, it's not about money. It's not about money. There are relationships where people will be, the other person will wake the other person up to read.
Yeah.
Yes, even in the university, right? Yes, have open discussion. You know how me and Pastor Sunday met, the mathematics story. I don't know maths, so see, I don't know maths. No, we were friends. So you must know that this thing works. You must not love losing yourself.
All right, now a lot have been said.
Yeah, you are gaining value. Please, can you just put on the comment section?
I'm gaining value. I'm gaining value. Please, good evening there. God bless you. 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 Ayomide, God bless you. Mercy, God bless you. Please, if you are getting value, just put I'm getting value. Share this video. Let others know. At least others can watch later.
I see now, you. God bless you.
Now, so we begin to wrap up. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Now, as we begin to wrap up, together with having an open discussion about mental health, please normalize counseling.
Yeah.
Normalize counseling. Normalize therapy, depending on the state of the mental health issue.
Yeah. Don't die in silence.
In one of our conversation, we said something. Counseling can give you, can give you that, can open you up to that space where both of you are not even thinking towards. Counseling can unlock that door that needs to be unlocked in your relationship that can move you to the next phase of your life. So normalize it together with having that open discussion that Pastor Abby talked about. Have an open discussion about mental health. Talk about it. That is why any relationship, like as she said, that you will not be able to openly, freely rather, speak about issues is not worth staying. Because that is what you will do by the time you get married, if you eventually get married.
Your husband can't talk to your wife.
You will have a discussion.
Yeah.
There is no couple, any couple that wants to be great relationship, they have discussion. They talk about everything. And that I want to quickly say something before I continue. That part of Pastor Abigail said, be sensitive, guys. You must learn that one. No? Especially if you are married to a melancholy wife.
You're in a relationship with a melancholy also.
Or you're in a relationship with a melancholy. You must be highly sensitive. It's easier to know when the sanguine is not happy.
She will tell you.
She will just tell you. If she doesn't even tell you, if she does not tell you, you will know. It's easier. So what I'm trying to say is that you must be sensitive and normalize counseling.
Yeah.
Talk to people
about
it.
Where these things are discussed, like ROSSB.
Yes. Talk to people. Join groups and see how they can also be of help to you. Because that will go a long way to where there are decisions that you will take. If only you can speak to somebody, the person might just guide you against that decision, and that can save your relationship. So have a mentor, have somebody who has gone through what you're trying to go through, and can really be of help to you. In everything I want to say tonight, as we close, is you must understand, you don't need to lose yourself because you are in love.
Yeah.
It is not worth it.
Yeah.
You can be a different person on the negative because you are in love.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Time spent cannot be regained.
Please, talk to somebody.
Don't waste time.
Talk to somebody. Don't stay in that space
where
you are no longer yourself because you are in love. Even if you are married and you are finding yourself in this space, look for somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
A discussion with somebody and on how to go about issues can just save a lot of things in your marriage or in your relationship.
For the married couple,